So, it is a signal. What kind of signal is it? When you chase a girl, most of the time it is midnight. And you go to the girl's house, you use this to call her as a signal, saying, I am here, would you like to come out? If she comes out, you have succeeded. If she does not, it means she doesn't like you, and you have not succeeded.
All members of the Yami tribe must attend the Rich Harvest Festival in July or August. If they do not attend, they will be punished. During the week of the festival, many things happen, but the dancing and singing bring the most joy to the people. The festival is to thank the gods for the harvest and to pass down the Yami tradition and culture. There is a legend about the beginning of the Yami tribe. In the beginning of the world, a god, Atayal, and his wife lived on earth. One day, they heard a very strange sound. It was a flood. They immediately called their children Tsou and Miaoka, but they didn't come. They couldn't hear their children's response. Because of the flood, they had to flee and leave their children. The children also could not find their parents. The children found a strong big pestle and hid themselves in it. The flood carried them to Jilaka mountain. They grew up and married each other. They had 2 sons and 3 daughters. This is the beginning of the Yami tribe. The Yami tribe was named by a group of Japanese experts. They call themselves Thao, and it means person. It is the only Oceanic ethnic group in Taiwan. Their traditional costume is the simplest among the Aboriginals, so they have kept their traditional culture well. The Yami's main livelihoods are planting arams and fishing. Their traditional costume is the simplest among the Aboriginals. The men wear ding pants, and the women wear plain shirts and short skirts. They also have brilliant handicrafts. Gold and agates are the heirlooms that they pass on to the next generation. The Yami have basements in their houses. They are warm in the winter and cool in the summer, even when there is strong wind or rain. The Yami also have very unique boats with beautiful carvings on them. Throwing the boat in the air is the ritual before a boat is launched. In the Yami culture, there is no leadership system. If there is a dispute between people, the relatives are called on to solve it. Community affairs are organized by the fathers or men's groups, as well as the fishing community.
Let me talk about the boat. It takes 3 to 5 years to finish making the boat. During this time, some people will continue farming, while others help to make the boat. After they finally finished, they will hold a launching ceremony. In the ceremony, men will make their bodies and faces look very brave and fierce or ghost-like. It looks like a ceremony of casting out evil spirits. In fact, it is not. I have to explain this. The young men show their muscle, and it means that you are very strong. A single girl may see you and like you. The married women will think you are a warrior that no one can defeat, and a man.
The Yami are called the people of the flying fish, and they regard the flying fish as holy. Because of this, many of their songs and festivals are related to this fish. Flying fish season is from March to June, and before this season, the people will hold a festival to pray for the coming of the flying fish. The songs of the Yami are like chants. The lyrics are beautiful, but the melody is simple. After an abundant catch of flying fish, the full boats will sing songs on their way back to the shore. The Yami women use their hair a great deal when they dance. It is very attractive and charming. The dancing of the men presents both power and strength and is very impressive. The flying fish is a very important food for the Yami people. There are many legends and taboos about the flying fish. One of these legends is from the Dongqing group and tells why the Yami don't cook flying fish with any other seafood. The story says one day their ancestors caught a fish with 2 wings. They were very happy and cooked the fish with shrimp and clams. After a few days, the people of the village got sick and some had fever. The leader of the village had a dream about the flying fish. In the dream, the flying fish told him that March to June was the season of flying fish, and they were not to cook it with any other kind of seafood. It also told the leader many other taboos. Now, when the Yami people fish during flying fish season, they don't catch any other kinds of fish. They obey all these rules in order to avoid entanglements from evil spirits. The Xiao, or Ida Xiao, means person. Due to the executive yuan, they were merged with the Tsou. Their area is from Yuchishan to Shuili in Nantou County. Their population is 300. The government recognized the Atayal, the Saisiyat, the Bunun, Tsou, Rukai, Paiwan, Puyuma, Yami, and Yami as tribes. The Tsou strongly petitioned to be recognized as a tribe as well. On September 22nd, 90, the Tsou were formally recognized as a tribe. This comes from the time that the Japanese ruled over Taiwan. They lived very close to the Tsou, and their pronunciation was very similar, so they merged together. But the Tsou have their own isolated language and culture, although they still believe in their ancestors. Each family has a representation of their ancestors that they worship. In this tribe, there are female priests, and this is passed on so that the culture will continue. They live around Sun Moon Lake. It is called Shui Sha Lian. This is not their original location. There is a legend that a long time ago, the Tsou ancestors found a white deer while they were hunting. They followed the deer over the mountains and through ravines. As they went through the mountains, the ancestors marked the trees to find their way back. They tracked the deer for several days and felt exhausted. At that moment, they saw a landscape of mountains and lakes. The deer disappeared around the lake. They were so exhausted, all they could do was drink some water. While they were drinking, they saw some fat fish. The people were hungry and ate the fish. The fish was not only not poisonous, it was delicious. The Tsou people thought this lake was very beautiful and a wonderful place which the gods had given them to live. They followed the marks on the trees back to their own village and brought their people back to the lake. The Tsou people have been there to this day. The Tsou earn a living by culling, hunting, fishing, and farming. In the early days, they formed a clan society and were a very strong group in the district of Saisiyat. They are a patriarchal society. The chief patriarch becomes the chief of the tribe. He has 2 leaders under him. The chief organizes the ceremonies and judges social affairs. This position is inherited by his oldest son. The traditional music of the Tsou is not heard a lot. Pestle music is the symbolic music of this tribe. They make the different sounds by using different sizes of pestles and hitting them on the ground. This makes the different notes and is a very pleasant sound.
On December 25, 2002, Taiwan's Premier Mr. Yu announced that the Kavalan tribe had been officially recognized as Taiwan's 11th Aboriginal tribe. This is the government's first step to provide the Kavalan tribe with assistance to reclaim its culture, self-esteem and self-governing authority. Historically, more than 1,000 years ago, the home of the Kavalan tribe was located on the Nanyang Great Plains of Taiwan. Conservative estimates count more than 36 original tribes in Taiwan. Since Wu Sha entered the Kavalan tribe, the majority Han Chinese began to immigrate to Taiwan. They occupied the Kavalan's territory by military force. Due to the government's unfair policies towards the Kavalan tribe, resulting in its loss of a traditional lifestyle and living space, most of them moved south during the 3rd year of the Xianfeng dynasty. The majority of the residents moving south were from the Jiali Wan Si. The Hualien Xian Xin Shi Shang organization built a village named Jiali Wan Liu Si to permanently commemorate and honor the spirit of the Kavalan people. The Kavalan tribe fought against the invasion during the 4th year of the Xinguangshu dynasty. This is remembered as the Jiali Wan event. After this, the Kavalan were forced to move into Kongfu and Reihu, located in the canyon area. Jiqi, Xinsi, Li De, and Xiti, located near the east. Zhongyuan, Shangjian, Zhongyong, and Chenggongzheng, located at Taidongxian, Changbingxiang. Since the Kavalan tribes moved aimlessly around Taiwan, demographic information may not be accurate. However, the registered population is increasing. The Kavalan tribe's identity has been preserved more completely in the east coast region of Huadong. The tribes of Hualien Xinsi established the Kavalan Tribe Cultural Studio to promote the Kavalan language. Today, they have developed a dictionary, thesaurus, textbooks, and language teaching materials in certain areas of Taiwan. The Kavalan tribe not only has a strong national and spiritual consciousness, it also has a strong consciousness for worship ceremonies. Many of the Kavalan traditional and particular beliefs have been preserved. The most representative ceremony is the healing ceremony. During the process of the healing ceremony, the high priest in charge prepares wine to worship the gods. She prays to the ancestor spirits to heal the illness and sings a special song for a certain subject, like the healing song. This kind of healing ceremony is from an ancient myth which has spread throughout Taiwan. We hear many myths about healing miracles today. This Kavalan myth, having spread throughout Taiwan, has been proven in several cases. The Kavalan myth says that there were only 2 human beings on earth in ancient times. There was a goddess named Kavalan Musin, who with her husband are Kavalan tribe's ancestors. They gave birth to a son. As the goddess went to cultivate and irrigate the farm, her husband was too lazy to take care of their son. He fed their son 3 crabs named Wagan. These 3 crabs kept biting his stomach so seriously that it caused severe irritation and pain. After a while, the child passed away. The grieving goddess tried to see the image of her son through the power of theurgy, but this deeply affected her. So she decided to return to heaven and live there. One day she changed her mind and decided to return to earth. She advised all the tribes to learn how to perform the Kizasan ceremony and informing them that when the spirit makes you sick, you can heal the illness through the power of the Kizasan ceremony. Today we can still see the high priest use sticky rice, warji and wine to worship the gods in the Hualien Xinsi and entreat the gods to heal the patients. The patients are not allowed to eat meat until they see the moon rising at night. There is another healing ceremony called the Pagalavi ceremony, which is also related to healing illnesses and has great power to eliminate plague viruses. The Hualien Xinshi Pagalavi ceremony is held every August and September based on the Chinese calendar. The High Priestess is in charge of this event. The patient's family and devotee have to gather at the female high priest's home, where the high priest must face